Good evening, everyone. We are going to, I don't know if anybody else is joining from the council, but want to go ahead and get started and get you guys off. Know we got a lot of holiday stuff to get done, so not going to prolong this meeting, just pulling up the agenda. So I will call the finance meeting to order at 5:32 on 12/21. So we will go ahead and get started. I want to welcome Counselor Fenton. Thank you for joining us, Counselor. And we'll get started with the November revenue versus expenditure report.
Thank you, Counselor Whitfield. Tonight we have the November revenue versus expenditure report. The one annual expense that's always the first week of November is the educational incentive for police officers. That payment was made on November 6th and it totaled $3,148,000. It was approximately $182,000 less than fiscal year 2021. And it was right near what was budgeted for this expense. I think it was about $9,000 over what was budgeted, which I thought was pretty close.
Okay. All right. Anything else? That's it.
That's really the major expense for November that I wanted to point out, and I'll point it out at the council meeting also on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Definitely appreciate it. All right, to the next item on the agenda. Sorry, guys, I gotta go back and forth on my computer. Is the FY22 state aid to the public library no match for $413. I'm sorry, $413,704. You're muted, Molly.
I always get annoyed when other people do it, so I do it. I'm much more empathetic.
Good.
This is funding from the Mass Board of Library Commissioners. It's in order to qualify, we have to meet all state certification standards and for public libraries, and we do. And the funding is it's a per capita formula that's awarded to public libraries that are certified by the state. So the funding is used, a good chunk of it is used for offset to our payroll budget. And then we use a lot of funding for substitute librarians, for programming, staff development, for a variety of things. So we're very glad to have seen a almost 20% increase this year from the state.
Yeah, that's awesome. Any questions? All right, seeing none, we will move. Thank you, Molly. We'll move on to the next item, and it's the emergency management performance grant. In-kind match required for $92,735.
Thank you, Counselor. I don't see anyone from the fire department here, so I will take this one.
Okay.
So this grant is for about $93,000. It's from the Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency, MEMA. It's awarded to our Office of Emergency Preparedness within the fire department. And it's specifically going to be used to purchase tools and equipment to assist with brush fires across the city. There is an in-kind match, and we plan on using the salary for the Director of Emergency Preparedness as the in-kind match for this grant.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All right. Seeing none, we'll move to the order approving the CPC recommendation to fund the East Springfield Library outdoor reading room. And I know Counselor Fenton worked on that a lot. So whoever wants to talk first, Bob, Karen, Counselor Fenton, anybody?
Oh, well, thank you, Counselor. So Kathy Breck from the Law Department and Molly Fogarty from the library got their heads together and came up with a draft which was submitted to the Community Preservation Committee earlier this month, and the committee felt comfortable enough to vote to accept it as a substitute for the open space restriction that we had originally wanted on the property.
Counselor? Sure, Counselor Benton.
Thanks. I just wanted to say thanks to Karen and Molly, Bob, and particularly Kathy Breck for helping with all the legal work. It's an exciting project.
Definitely. Why was this placed in committee, Counselor Fenton, before? Was it because of that restriction?
Yeah, so originally the restriction was a little, it was more vague, and it basically would have not allowed the library to expand into areas where the CPC project is. And so instead, this says, if the library does that, then the city has to repay the money. So
Oh, okay. So
makes
if
it
they
clear.
change the condition, they have to repay the money, something like that?
No, if the library expands into the areas where the CPC grant is being used and like
Oh.
undoes the work, then
Okay.
they have to repay the money. And
Gotcha.
before, certainly nobody intends to do that, but we wanted the flexibility because there's some hope that there'll be improvements and expansion of this library over time. And certainly nobody wants to undo good money that we spent for improvements, but if we're doing hopefully a several $1 million expansion in the future or something like that, we'd hate to have a small grant of this kind full stop the project. So that was the reason for the delay.
Okay. And everyone at the neighborhood council was happy with the change?
Yes. So the neighborhood council is in support. I spoke with Kathy Brown earlier today. She couldn't make it because her husband has a medical issue attending to, but they're in support.
Sorry to hear that. Okay. Well, thank you all for working so hard, and thank you, Karen, for keeping me accountable, because I forget. So I don't mind people asking me over and over and over to do things. I don't mind.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, for asking us to attend this and for waiting until I could join this meeting, because I know you were ready to put it on at the last meeting and I had a conflict. So I appreciate that very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, and I thank all of you for all your hard work. This is a great project, and it's in the area that I live, so I can't wait to see it.
We're
Thank you very
excited.
much. All right, moving right along, the Mary and John Brogan Endowment, no match required for $50,000.
Sure. Hi, I'll speak to this, and also we have Matt Blumenfeld, who is the Executive Director of the Springfield Library Foundation, and he could expand a little bit, but I'll just briefly say this funding is from a new endowment that came to us from a woman who had, Mary Brogan, who used the Central Library for her detective agency research during the 1980s, and was so impressed with the work that our staff did that she left a sizable endowment in her will. And she just recently passed away, and we will be using $50,000 of it for the Central Library Reference Department to upgrade an area, put in new equipment, upgrade some of the carpeting, buy new furniture. So we're very excited. We'll be starting on that after the new year. And Matt, if you want to say.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, and it's good to be here. Molly, you stole all my thunder.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I think it's really important. I wanted to come tonight and be with you and let you know how excited we are at the foundation to have this new source of funding. The monies that we're going to be using here and that will be coming to the library in perpetuity are all devoted for the reference collection, reference materials, and reference stuff. And so in this case, where Molly and her team had a fabulous idea of wanting to upgrade a room as part of the reference area in the Central Library. And so the foundation is delighted to make these funds available this year. So so it's $50,000, and in the future, we'll be giving funds, not this scale, but a pretty substantial amount every year that will help the library increase its reference collection. So thank you. We're delighted to be able to do this.
Wow, that's fantastic. Every year?
Not at 50,000, but in
Yeah,
perpetuity. But
Hey,
in perpetuity, there'll be enough. Yeah. So it increases, and this is the value of the Library Foundation.
Okay.
We want to expand we want to expand the number of our resource space so that we can expand our commitments to the library each year.
Okay.
And so this is an example of that.
Oh, John Brogan was the associate city solicitor. Oh, okay.
That's correct.
Oh,
That's
that's so
correct.
nice.
Yeah, and
Fantastic.
so we're delighted, and we'll be back every year with more.
All right, Matt. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Anytime we can get money every year, let's do it. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Molly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The next one is the TJ O'Connor donation of $13,000. Lindsay, I think it might be you.
Yeah, I was seeing if that phone number there was someone from TJO, but I will
I
take
think
this
that was
one.
Bob.
Oh, okay. So this is a donation to TJO. This is a donation to assist with the completion of a radiology room on Cottage Street. It's a project of about $27,000. We're committed to funding the rest. We're looking for COVID-related funding sources to fund the rest. It's really tied to COVID and the amount of animals that TJO has coming through now, along with the lack of veterinarians. They're putting a radiology room in their offices, and this is going to assist with the completion of that project.
Any questions? Oh, Counselor, is that a clap or you wanted to speak?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you very much, Madam Chair. I just wanted to express my thanks to the donors who provided this money. I know them, they're neighbors and friends, and they believe very much in the mission of the TJO and specifically the addition of this room. So I want to thank Lindsay and her team and TJ for facilitating the acceptance of this donation. I know that the family is very grateful for the efforts of the city and hence their generosity. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Counselor.
And I should say their name. It's Jan and Bernadette Pipel. Is that how you say it, Mike?
That's correct.
All right.
I shied away from saying it because I didn't know if I was going to pronounce it correctly.
There you go. You got it, Lindsay. All right. Thank you, Counselor, for your comments, and thank you, Lindsay, for the explanation. We got a donation of good for North End Senior Center for valued at $133.
So I will take this one also. This is a donation of goods to the Department of Elder Affairs. It is a donation of a ping pong table for the North End Senior Center valued at $133. And it's an ESPN name brand ping pong table.
What? I love ping pong, actually. Have to go to the senior
Well, you can
center
go
and
play now.
I know. They're gonna be like, who are you and why are you here? But just came to play ping pong. That's amazing. Thank you for that. And then finally, we have bills from a prior year for the Treasurer's Department, $140.
So these are two bills of prior year for the Treasurer's Department. They're $40 each. They're for shredding services for services that took place back in fiscal year 21. And we're just requesting authorization to use funding from FY 22's operating budget.
Okay, that sounds easy enough. All right, any questions there? Look at that. We finished in like 14 minutes. Love meetings like that.
Yes.
Mike, we need a 14-minute meeting every Monday at 7.
14 is my lucky number. That was
Oh, it is?
first
There we
goal.
go. We're good then. All right, so we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. You guys enjoy your holiday, stay safe, lock up your goods, and we'll see you soon.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.